Hello and welcome back to the another episode of Daily Quiz for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 14th October and in this video we are going to derive the questions from these important articles which are mentioned on the slide, which were actually taken from the newspapers. Before we will start our discussion, I would like to introduce this initiative to you guys so that you will get more connected with the video. Every day in this video we discuss three types of questions. The first set of questions which we discuss here are taken from the current affairs. What we do, we take up the most important articles from the newspapers which are relevant for your preparation. We derive the prelims based questions from those articles so that it will give you the idea how the UPSC faculty can ask a question from the current affairs. It will prepare you very well for your next exams. It will give you the idea how you should read the newspapers or how should you prepare your current affairs with respect to your prelims preparation. The another set of questions which we discuss here is from the static portion, and right now we are discussing the Indian polity, and in it we are going to discuss today the article 19. We are going to derive a prelims based question from this article and give you the idea how the question can be formed from these static portions too. After discussing these questions with respect to the current affairs and the static portion, we will shift our approach towards the previous year questions. We will get to know how the questions do actually come in the exam, and we will try to understand the pattern of the UPSC, how they have this habit of repeating the questions from last year's questions, how they repeat the statements, and how they can just change the language of the question and ask the same thing in the question paper. So we'll get that idea, and also we'll get to know that how to implement this knowledge in the upcoming exam. So this is all about this initiative. Now, before we would start our discussion, I would like to request you guys, please do interact with me. Do write in the comments what else should we bring for you. Do criticize me if I am wrong anywhere, if I am lacking anything, so that I will improve myself, but be respectful while criticizing. And do write your concerns about the video. Do write what else should we bring for you. We are here to help you. Please do write that. And also please do watch the full video. It is going to be very much beneficial for you. As I already told you, what are my sources of the questions for this video. And the good thing about that is the UPSC has the same sources for, so UPSC follows the same source for their paper, when they frame the papers. So there are high chances that many questions can coincide, many questions, if not the questions, but many statements can coincide, or many concepts can coincide. So being on the safer side, it is preferable for you to watch the full video. It won't take you more than 20 or 30 minutes. So this 20 or 30 minutes would be worthy of watching. So do watch the full video and get very well prepared. And another thing which I want to request you guys, please do note down these questions, or at least take the screenshot of these questions. You don't know how much important these questions could be for you. When your exams would be near, at that time you would want to revise the current affairs, but the time won't limit you. The time won't permit that. But if you have these questions with you, you would just revise these questions, and these questions would definitely connect you with the current affairs of the year. We are making these videos from last 4 months, and it is the fifth month, I guess. And if you have these questions with you, you would just do what, revise these questions, and these questions will definitely connect you with the current affairs. Also, what they it will help you, it will boost your confidence before entering the exam hall, and definitely would help you in preparing, in clearing your next year's prelims. So it is preferable for you to note down these questions, or at least take the screenshot of these questions. And also I would like to request you guys, please do subscribe the channel, share it with your friends, so that they may also get benefited from this initiative. Now, without any delay, let's have a look at the topics from where we had taken today's questions. We'll just grab some little bit knowledge from these topics and then solve the questions and get more idea about that. Here, the first article, it is about the precision medicine and biobanking in India. About this article, what the author here tries to say, that how the precision medicine is it is increasing in India or overall the world, how the countries are approaching towards it, and how India is lacking in the legislative form of how our laws are not very well suited with the precision medicine and biobanking. So in this article, the author actually is trying to urge actually is asking government to go for the laws to frame the laws with respect to the precision medicine and biobanking, so that the privacy of the people would be respected, and at the same time we will reach the innovation and heights in the medical sector as possible. About precision medicine, it is the targeted medicine. It delivers precise medicine. It is deliver quality health care. It is highly beneficial for the countries and also for India right now. It gives the personalized health care for every person. So it understands the disease of every individual and gives the medication for that disease itself. So it is highly beneficial. And for this precision medicine, the most important thing is biobanking. What does this biobanking do? It stores blood biological samples like genetic DNAs, like blood samples and tissues. It studies them, and the precise medicine, it uses these materials from the biobanking, and they form the medication with respect to that. So this is very much booming right now. It is said that according to the reports, it is growing every year by 16%, and right now it contributes 36% of the bioeconomy. So this is in a nutshell about the precision medicine and the biobanking. With respect to it, we will solve a prelims based question and get more clear idea about it in the next slide. The another topic which was here in the news is about the cybersecurity threat for US arises from the China's electric vehicles. Right now the countries are shifting from fossil fuels to the electric vehicles. But unfortunately, the electric vehicles do also come with various threats. They can also lead to pollution because of the batteries, we know that. And also there are huge and larger threats from the EVs, which are related to the cybersecurity, as they are connected with the common softwares. As the electric batteries are used there, they can easily be hacked by the countries. As we know right now, the China is leading in the electric vehicles, and they are distributing these vehicles through around the world, and US is also using them. And also for India is also using the Chinese electric vehicles. So it definitely shows the threats which can arise from the electric vehicles with respect to it. So it is very much important for the countries to look into this matter and start protecting their sphere from these cybersecurity threats. So with respect to this, we will solve a prelims based question and get more idea about it. Then the another article, it was about the code grouping. It actually talked about the Wilmington Declaration, which was adopted in USA Summit of Code. How the countries have ensured that how countries should ensure that countries should focus on defense and strategic organizations. So this does not go, according to the author, it does not go well with the China, as right now China is saying that Quad is the another NATO, and they seem Asia's NATO, and they seem that it is against them. This declaration further proves their concerns. But for India should very precisely understand one thing here, that they cannot go against China. China, we have confrontations we had in past, but we are very much dependent on the China. At the same time, we can't go that much against West. So according to the author, the India has to make the proper balance between China and the West for their own benefits, and this is what India's approach has been from the years. We believe in multi-alignment. We don't believe in being the allies of any part of the or any zone, any part of the world, or any zone, or any country. So right now India should focus more on it. With respect to this, what we get from this article here is about the Wilmington Declaration. We should know where it was signed. It is about what such questions may be asked in the prelims exam. And then after that, is another article. It is about the railway safety in India. We recently saw that there was a railway accident in Chennai. So here comes the question of how it is important for India to cure these railway safety in India. Right now, what India's approach should be with respect to it, as India is going for the coverage system, which is anti-collision technology. It has some practical challenges right now. The Indian railways had lost huge revenues from the years because of the COVID-19, and it is losing the revenues because of the alternate transport opportunities the people have. So with respect to these, it is very important for India to curb these railway accidents, and for with in this regard the India is working on the coverage system. But right now coverage system is too much expensive for India. It is indigenously built, but it is expensive because the railways are not able to generate that much profit which they used to generate earlier. So with respect to the railway safety, we will solve a prelims based question and get more idea about it. Then after that there was another article. It is about the X-band radar. Why it is a news? Because the IMD has installed these X-band radar in the Wayanad district of the Kerala, where we had seen recently the landslides happen. So what does this X-band radar do? It will predict. It will give the precise prediction about the rains which would about the weather conditions of that particular area, and help in curbing the disasters to the highest extent. So with respect to X-band radar, we will solve a prelims based question and get more idea about it. Then the another article, it is about the party symbols. It basically talks about when any party it breaks into two groups, to which part this party symbol should go, and who is going to make the decision. It is the Election Commission of India who is going to make the decision. And with respect to the decision, the Supreme Court has made some guidelines. For example, it has given three guidelines. First one, which sector represents the actual party. Second, second was which sector follows the inner party constitution, and the inner party constitution. And the third was which is given by the Supreme Court, is the which party has majority representatives. So with respect to that, the Election Commission decides whom to give the party symbol, or Election Commission can directly withhold the symbol and give new symbols to these parties. There is an impact of this election symbol, because there are voters who may not know whom, if for example they are going to vote for any particular person, and they knew that that particular person belonged to the particular party. But once the party is breaks into two halves, then the common man does not know which what is the party symbol of that person. He will go for the earlier party symbol, and in this way the voters can misuse their vote. So there are high percentage chances of misuse of votes and all that stuff which comes with it. So here the author urges the government that more policy should be framed with respect to the party symbols. So after this we'll derive the questions from article 19 and discuss few previous year questions. So this is all about what was in the news today. I hope you had got the basic idea about the news, you had got the basic gist of the news. Now let's try to solve the questions coming from these news articles. Here the first question is, which of the following statements are true regarding the precision medicine and biobanking? So it is about the precision medicine and biobanking. Let's try to understand that. First statement, precision medicine tailors medical treatment to individual characteristics including genetic makeup. 100% correct. That is what we understood from it. Second statement, biobanks are repositories that store biological samples for use in research and clinical applications. 100% correct. Third statement, precision medicine does not utilize data from biobanks for developing targeted therapies. It is totally incorrect. It definitely relies on the biobanks. Fourth statement, biobanks can facilitate large scale studies by providing access to diverse biological samples. 100% correct. So with respect to these questions, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 2 and statement 4 only, and from the code given below the correct code would be option B. With this, I hope you had understood the precision medicine and the biobanks, what is they use it for, what are their applications, and you had from the context we had seen what are the problems in India right now with respect to it. So with this, let's move to the another question and try to understand that. Here the question is about which of the following statements correctly describe cybersecurity threats associated with the electric vehicles. That is what we discussed in our context also, how USA is more under threat from this is under threat from the cybersecurity issues from China's side by the use of electric vehicles. Here let's try to understand this question. Electric vehicles rely on complex software system that can be vulnerable to hacking. Correct. Statement 2, the connectivity features of electric vehicles such as V2X, which is vehicle to everything communications, can expose them to external cyber attacks. Correct. Third statement, cybersecurity threats to EVs only concern personal data of the vehicle owners and do not affect the vehicle's operational safety. No. It includes both the personal data as well as vehicle operational safety. So statement 3 here is incorrect. Coming to the statement 4, it says the integration of EVs with smart grids poses additional cybersecurity risks as it connects them to broader energy networks. 100% correct. These are the concerns which arise from the cybersecurity threats associated with the electric vehicles. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 2 and statement 4 only. And from the code given below, the correct code would be option B. With this, let's move to the another question and try to solve. Here the question is about the Wilmington Declaration was recently signed by India with other like-minded countries in which organizational summit. Is it UN Future Summit? No. Is it SEO Summit? No. Is it Quad Summit? 100% correct. This in Quad Summit in USA it was signed. The Wilmington Declaration was signed by India, Australia, Japan and USA. So with respect to this question, the correct statement is option C. With this, let's move to the another question and try to solve that. Here the question says it is about the coverage system. It says which of the following statements are true regarding the coverage system implemented in Indian Railways. First statement, Kavach is an indigenously developed train collision avoidance system. 100% correct, nothing wrong with this statement. Second, the system uses satellite communication to monitor train movements in real time. No, it uses radio communication, radio signals rather than satellite communication. It is incorrect. Statement 3, Kavach has been implemented across all Indian Railways routes since its inception. No, it has not been implemented across all Indian Railways railway routes since its inception. So it is incorrect. It has not been implemented because of the financial issues with Indian Railways. Fourth, the primary objective of the Kavach is to enhance the safety of train operations and prevent accidents. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 4. And from the code given below, the correct code would be option A. With this, I hope you had understood the application of Kavach system in India and it is where it is right now, what is its level in India right now. With this, let's move to the another question and try to understand that. Here the question is about which of the following statements are true regarding the X-band radar. Why we discussed it with respect to the Vayanand landslides as the IMD has installed it in there. So let's try to understand it. The first statement, X-band radar operates in the microwave frequency range of 8 to 12 gigahertz. Correct. Statement 2, it is primarily used for long-range surveillance applications in military operations. No, it is not used for long-range surveillance, so it is incorrect. It is majorly used in the weather forecasting. Third, X-band radar has application in weather forecasting, particularly in monitoring precipitation. 100% correct. Statement 4, the resolution of X-band radar is lower. No, it is higher compared to radars operating at lower frequency bands, so this is also incorrect. With respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and 3 only, and from the code given below, the correct code would be option B. With this, let's move with this we complete today's discussion with respect to the current affairs topics. I hope you had understood it, you had got the gist of the current affairs and also understood these questions. Now let's move to our approach towards the static portion topic today. Here we are going to solve the question with respect to the Article 19 and understand it. Here the first statement, Article 19 guarantees the right to freedom of speech and expression. 100% correct. Assembly, association, movement, residence and profession. 100% correct. It guarantees this right. Second statement, the right of freedom to speech and expression under Article 19(1) is absolute and cannot be restricted by law. It is totally incorrect. It is not absolute. It can be restricted by law, and there are few provisions given in the Constitution which restricts the Article 19 itself. Third statement, Article 19 provides for reasonable restrictions on the exercise of these rights in the interest of sovereignty, integrity and public order. 100% correct. Statement 3 is correct. Statement 4, only Indian citizens are entitled to the rights guaranteed under Article 19. 100% correct. Nothing wrong with the statement. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 3 and statement 4. And by discussing this question, I hope you had got the basic idea about Article 19. What does it guarantees? It guarantees the right to freedom of speech, expression, assembly, association, movement, residence, and profession. But it is not the absolute right. It can be restricted under various conditions given by the constitution itself, and in the condition, few of them are in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, and public order. And we also came to know from this question that it is very much limited to the citizens of India only. So with this we understood what was in the static portion today. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 3, and statement 4, and from the code given below the correct code would be option B. With this, let's move to the last part of our discussion, which is discussing the previous year questions. Here the first question is, at which of the following places did Mahatma Gandhi first start his satyagraha in India? If you had followed my videos, you would come to know that from last 10 to 20 days we are discussing the modern history questions, and this question we had discussed 3 to 4 times. So we come to know that the UPSC has this habit of repeating the questions. So it becomes very much important for us to read these questions before we enter the exam. It is very much obligatory for a UPSC aspirant to go through the UPSC old papers, understand what is given there. Many questions get repeated, if not the questions, but at least the statements given there would get repeated. So with respect to this question, we definitely know it is Champaran, where the Mahatma Gandhi first started his satyagraha in India. Now moving to another question here, the song Amar Sonar Bangla, written during the Swadeshi movement of India, inspired the liberation struggle of Bangladesh and was adopted as a national anthem of Bengal. Who wrote this song? It is definitely Rabindranath Tagore. So with this we complete today's discussion. I hope you would like the video. I hope you would definitely share it with your friends, and I definitely hope you would subscribe the channel. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.